The story of unshakable faith. This story is centuries old. In a desert area near Damascus, there lived an old woman who had been suffering from a severe illness for many years. The disease had weakened her body and worn out her soul. Every local healer had tried to help her, but all efforts failed. There was only one physician known to cure such an illness, but he lived far away in a famous city of Baghdad. Reaching him was extremely difficult, especially for a poor and sick old woman. To understand her situation in today's terms, imagine someone in Pakistan or India suffering from a rare illness, and the only specialist doctor is in the United States. For a poor person, the distance, the expense, and the visa requirements make it nearly impossible. But that woman had unshakable faith in Allah. She would always say, "Allah is my protector. That doctor will come to my house, and Allah will be the reason for it. He is the master and creator of all things. And remember, Allah's power has no equal. He can do whatever He wills, whenever He wills, however He wills. What seems impossible to us is made possible in a moment by Him. He creates such means that humans cannot even imagine." This belief is the foundation of the story you are about to hear. At that time, people traveled on camels and horses. The old woman had neither transport nor provisions. The paths were long and difficult. But her faith told her that only Allah could get her to Baghdad or send the famous doctor to her instead. Every day she told her daughter, "I want to be treated by that very doctor, and my Lord will be the reason for it." Her daughter would often laugh at her mother's words, thinking them nothing more than dreams. But Allah works beyond human logic. The old woman asked wealthy neighbors for help, but no one gave a positive response. She continued to live a life of pain, poverty, and helplessness with her only daughter. Her condition worsened day by day. She became so weak that even worship became difficult. Sometimes she ate, other times she survived only on water. Yet she never stopped knocking on Allah's door. She kept praying for healing with patience and faith. Time passed. One night, when silence filled the neighborhood and everyone was asleep, someone suddenly knocked loudly on the door. A voice from outside called, "Sister, may I rest here for a while? We need shelter until morning." The old woman thought, perhaps it's a traveler seeking help at this quiet hour. She opened the door and found two strange men standing there. They looked exhausted, clearly worn out from a long journey. Dear viewers, before we continue, a humble request. If you enjoy our videos, please do subscribe to our channel. And if you love listening to Islamic stories in my voice, visit our second channel, Waqiatul Islam, and subscribe there too. Thank you so much. Back to the story. The daughter rushed to tell her mother everything, but at first the mother refused to let the men in. "We have no man in this house," she said. "How can I let strangers in at midnight?" The men had no choice but to sit by the door. Seeing them so tired, a motherly feeling awakened in her heart. They reminded her of her own sons, if she had any. Her heart softened, and she said to her daughter, "Let them in, but keep them in the other room. Give them food and water there, and don't talk much. Allah has brought them to our door. It's a test for us. We must serve them but maintain modesty." Her daughter prepared a simple meal with what little they had, gave them water, and arranged a place for them to sleep. Meanwhile, the old woman spent the night in pain. Sleep was far from her eyes. She kept praying and quietly observing the strangers. At the call of Fajr prayer, the two men woke up, made ablution, and performed salah. As they were about to leave, they prayed for the woman. Seeing their devotion, she lovingly stopped them. "Sons, don't leave without having breakfast. Allah brought you to us." Hearing this, one of the men gently asked, "Mother, you look ill. What has happened to you? How long have you been suffering?" The old woman replied softly, "Son, this illness is from Allah, and I am content with it. My only caretaker is my Lord. It's been almost 10 years, but I've never received proper treatment. I have no son, no brother. My husband passed away 10 years ago. I only have one daughter and my Allah." She paused, then added in a painful voice, "There's a famous doctor in Baghdad. I've heard that with Allah's command, many have been healed through him. I wish he could treat me too, but I am helpless. I can't travel that far. I don't have the means or strength. The two men looked at each other in surprise, as if they recognized something or perhaps knew a secret. They silently listened as the woman continued. She looked up at the sky and said with a faint smile, "My belief is that the one who gave me this illness will also give me its cure. He will send the medicine too. We humans just try. What happens is in the hands of Allah." Finally, one of the men stepped forward and gently said, "Mother, what if I tell you that Allah has accepted your prayer?" The old woman looked at him in shock. "What do you mean, son? I don't understand." He smiled and replied, "This man here is the famous physician from Baghdad. Allah has sent him to you. We had come to Damascus in search of a rare herb. We were traveling by horse, but at night the horses panicked and carried us far from the city. We fell off the horses and wandered through the darkness. Eventually, we saw your house and came here. By Allah's will, we've reached you. Now, inshallah, you will be treated. Don't worry." "This is not just a coincidence," he said. "Neither do we know you, nor do you know us. This is purely Allah's mercy." They had breakfast, conducted a full medical checkup, and before leaving, the doctor said, "Mother, don't worry. Your treatment will now happen right here at home. I will send my son with the medicine. It's a special remedy only we possess. I'll even take care of all your medical expenses." Sometime later, a young man came with the medicine. He was the physician's son. After giving the medicine, the young man saw the old woman's daughter and felt something in his heart. The doctor had actually sent his son not only with the medicine, but also with the intention of finding a bride. He had been impressed by the girl's character and hospitality that night. When the son saw her, he liked her too. In those times of modesty and respect, he said nothing, but gave a hint to the old woman that he was interested, so she wouldn't give her daughter's hand elsewhere. A marriage proposal was made, and shortly after, the virtuous girl was married to the wealthy doctor's son from Baghdad. Within a few days, the old woman's treatment worked, and she recovered. She moved to Baghdad to live peacefully and comfortably with her daughter. Every day, she advised her daughter, "Always have complete trust in Allah. Everything happens by His will. When in need, cry before Allah. He hears all. I was a helpless, poor, sick old woman, but Allah gave me honor, health, and happiness because He sees sincerity." Moral of the story, no matter how difficult the situation, always call upon Allah with sincerity and trust. He is the one who listens, sees, and holds the best solutions. If a prayer seems unanswered, it doesn't mean it's rejected. Either it's not good for you, your sincerity is lacking, or Allah is waiting for a better time and outcome. For children, a golden lesson. Whether you're a son or daughter, if you serve and obey your parents wholeheartedly, Allah blesses you with success, honor, and peace, rewards that no ability alone can earn. If you love this story and want to hear more faith-boosting stories like this, please subscribe to our channel, Tears of Islam, and press the bell icon. Like and share the video if possible. Thank you for your support.